Hey everyone, we are going to work on practice sheet number 2. So let's look at number 1. So we're not doing these with calculators. I'm not sure what happened here, but I'll fix that. So on this one, this is, hopefully you can tell, an add-subtract problem. Because this is not right next to parentheses. So this is an arrow problem. So remember, if we have a leading positive, I don't see a sign, that means that would go to the right. Normal subtraction goes to the left, but subtracting a negative is right. So this problem here is the same sum add problem. You are going to add these two numbers, make sure you line up the decimals, and the answer should be a positive because it's all to the right. Number 2, I don't see any signs here, so this is just a basic division problem, but with decimals. So this is inside, outside, so divisor right here. So 41 and 72/100 divided by, let's try that again, by 4/10. I don't always put that 0 there, but I am this time. Remember that we like to make sure we go in and have our decimal first when I divide. So move it once, move it once. So my decimal is going to go right here. Okay, so the first one, remember, if you don't know your division, does McDonald's sell burgers? So divide, multiply, subtract, bring down. So remember, if you don't know your multiples of 4, you're going to list them if you don't know that table. Okay, so I'm starting the table, but you're going to finish it. Okay, so divide 4 into 4. 4 into 4 goes 1. Multiply, 1 times 4, 4. Subtract, bring down. Now go back up to divide. Here's my new number. 4 into 1, it won't work, so I put a 0. Okay? Now you can do it different ways, but I can say 0 times 4, 0, then bring that down. Okay? Okay, so your job is to finish this. Remember, the next number will go right here, and I believe there's no more after this one, so you're going to put 1 here. Okay, number 3. This is, it's not an integer problem, but it's a positive negative one. So remember, this is multiply. So multiply, we use a triangle. Negative times positive, negative. And your job is just to multiply this. Okay, multiply that. Put your answer right here. Okay, so now we are going to solve number 4. If you did not have me last year, I really want you to focus on this, okay? Find the volume of the triangular prism. So your job is to take out your formula chart. So I have pulled up the formula for volume. So we are doing volume of a prism, okay? A triangular prism, but a prism. So we have V equals big BH. So if everybody can find that on your formula chart. V equals big BH, okay? And if you remember, big B means area of base. Area of the base, okay? So the base is how you name it. This is a triangular prism, therefore the base is a triangle. The base is not what it sits on, necessarily. The base is how you name it. So our base, if you remember last year, is a triangle. You want to make sure, if you get this wrong, you miss the problem. Okay, is a triangle. What do I want? Big B, area of the base. So I go back to my formula chart to find area of a triangle. Right here, area of a triangle, which is half BH. So basically, when you're doing volume, we use our formula chart twice. Okay, so it was half BH, H. And if you remember, we have two heights of our prisms. We have the base height. So here's my base. So 4 and 6. So here's one of my heights. That's the base height. And then the number that connects the triangles is the prism height. So that's this. This number, or this triangle, is connected to this triangle. Those two triangles are connected by that number, which is a 12. So those are my two heights. So I do half of the triangle here, 4 and 6, and that's centimeters. And then the height is 12. Now from here, you can do this yourself. I know I have a ton of you way smart enough to do this. If you want to practice with the calculator, then you can do it a couple of ways. But one way, until you're real familiar, you could put 0.5 times 4 times 6 times 12. Okay? Okay, this one, I'm going to tell you now, you're going to do that one with a calculator so you can practice. Now, on this one, you can do it a couple of ways. You can do a trapezoid and a rectangle, or you can do a triangle and a rectangle. I know this is a rectangle because this is 8 and this is 7. So I'm going to want to just draw my shapes. Okay. Okay. So here's my rectangle. So 8 and 7. I'm not going to show you how to find that one. But I will tell you it's area equals base times height. Now on this one, I don't have any numbers, so I have to find them. Okay. What I do see is this is 4. That's 4. This whole thing is 7. That's 4. The whole thing is 7. So 4 plus what? 4 plus what gives me 7? And hopefully you know that it would be 4 plus 3. 4 and 3 give you this full length of 7. Okay? These are one of those things you're going to have to learn how to practice. Okay? Over here, this whole thing is 12. But here is 8. So from here to here is 8 plus something gives me 12. 8 plus what gives me 12? And hopefully you know that's 4. And I can tell you by looking, this is obviously not drawn to scale because that doesn't look like the same length. It's not drawn to scale, but it's still correct. Okay? So 8 plus 4, that gives us that complete 12. So your job, I'll just put this in here, is to find the area of the triangle, find the area of the rectangle, and then add. Okay? Calculator for 6. Use your formula chart for numbers 7 and 8. Okay? And let's use the pi key if you're doing this. If you already did it by hand with 3.14, that's okay too. And then use the coordinate plane below to answer 9 and 10. So we'll try number 9. It says, translate point A 2 units left and 3 units right. So I'm going to take point A, I'm going to move it 2 left and 3 right. So let me actually move this so I can show you. There we go. Okay, translate point A, 2 left and 3 right. So 2 left. So I'm going to move this 2 left. 1, 2. Just put a tiny dot there. It's not my actual dot. I didn't mean to put that. Let's say we're going to do 3 up. And I will have that fixed before I print this. And 3 up. 1, 2, 3. Okay, 2 left and 3 up. So there is my new dot. Okay. So what we put when that's our new dot is A prime. That is how we label it. Notice I did that right here. Your job is to start from the vertex, or I'm not sorry, not from the vertex, from the origin, and label the point. Remember? Left, right first, up, down second. Okay? Now we're going to do number 10. X plus 1, y minus 1. What will the new coordinates be of point B if you perform the following transformation? I'm going to put it down here and then move the page. Okay. What will the new coordinates of point B? So we're looking for point B. Okay. So here's B down here. It's on the y-axis. I have to move this 2 to the x, and y is to the -1. So basically, when it's plus 2 to the x, you're going to move it 1, 2 to the right from there. Y minus 1, that's going to mean 1 down, because that's basically on the y. That's going to be your new point. Okay, I'm sorry I couldn't do a longer one, but I'm literally out of time. So your job is to label that point.